All right, episode 2 of the year. Sit your podcast down. If you listen to some other podcast, you'll fuck them. You got the
Oh
real
shit.
here. So, fellas, I know we talked about it a little offline. Let's get into it. This Harden trade. I actually pulled up the details because I'm confused by a couple pieces in it, but let's just lay it out. So, the Nets get James Harden, the overweight jump shooter that he is. I'm fat. No worries there, man. Fat man got to eat, man. Go get yours. So he's going to go to Brooklyn and get some pizza. Nice. Rockets are going to get, apparently, actually, the Rockets didn't do bad. I got to give it credit. Like, they're going to flip Levert, so they're going to get Oladipo, Exum, which, fuck Exum, but whatever. Crooks, I don't even know who that is. 3 Brooklyn first rounders. I guess a
Mhm.
Milwaukee first rounder, and then 4 Brooklyn first round swaps. So potentially 8 picks. I'm
Yo, I'm
like,
looking at this deal. I'm like, first
I'm
of all,
like,
how did Oladipo even get included in this?
so apparently they wanted to flip Levert. They flipped Levert to the Pacers. So the Pacers are going to get Levert in a second rounder. And I guess that was the cause for them to take Oladipo. Although, I mean, I would think if you're getting that off your books, why? I mean, I guess you give it to him because he has a second year. I guess Levert has 2 years in this deal. Oladipo has just one. And then the Cavs somehow got in this, and they get in Jared Allen and Torian Prince, which makes it feel like just a salary dump. I don't see what else they gave up
Yeah,
for. Maybe they just absorbed it or whatever. Maybe cash considerations or some shit.
especially if you're the Cavs, you already got Drummond. So
I didn't even
it's like,
see. I didn't even see the Cavs. Oh
Dude,
man.
it don't make sense. So like the Cavs going Cav. The Pacers, I mean, I guess you didn't want Oladipo, and he made it clear he didn't want to be there. He had been making it clear he didn't want to be there. So I mean, that's a push, I guess. But the Rockets, I got to admit, man, for a dude that was in the club and was clearly 20 to 30 pounds overweight when he came into camp, you did pretty good. You
yo,
did
you
pretty
still
good.
30 pounds overweight.
Man, I'm telling you, I'm fat too. I get it, but damn, man, like he was in the club heavy. You could just tell he didn't want to be there.
Yeah.
Do the Rockets? Okay, so how cartoonish is this though? Like, is how do y'all feel about teams just pretty much throwing away their future for like one player, essentially? Like, what's the
But
vibe? What's the
that
feeling on that?
that was my thing, like, because we've seen Brooklyn do this before with Boston, and it just seemed like every year Boston got like a top 5 pick, and it like came from Brooklyn, and it feels like they're doing it again. Even though, I mean, obviously, I don't think their pick will be a top 5. They're a better team than that, but
I think
like,
Brooklyn is for Brooklyn. It's new ownership, new everything, same old, same old. They exist in the New York market, and
mm,
they desperately, desperately want to win because they got Kyrie, they have KD, and people cared at it when it happened. But it's almost like people cared to troll the Knicks. People cared to troll the real New York team. It's like like I know you guys watch baseball, but when the Mets get somebody, it's just like we're top page Yankees. No one gives a fuck. No one cares about what's going on over there. No one cares about what's going on in Queens. No one cares. That's the same thing in
and
Brooklyn. No one cares what's going on in Brooklyn. It's you're not happening in MSG. No one cares. So I think they feel like as a fan base, as an organization, we got to do something every
what
time we get a chance to, or we'll fall
what
into
fan
obscurity.
what fan base?
Right,
So
right. I mean, they've been there for 8 years. So I mean, I guess there's some teenagers out there that I mean kind of grew up with them a little bit. I mean, maybe, but I think
yeah,
they realize that they have to win or be a train wreck to just catch a
even
blip of
I
the
think
media.
even if they win, I think that's one thing KD started realizing recently is like whose city it is. Like it's still
Yeah.
the Knicks. Like I think he was like I think he's just figuring out like no matter what we do, you're still gonna be the little brothers. Like the Lakers and the Clippers, you're still gonna be the Clippers. Yankees and the Mets, you're still gonna be the Mets. Like it's just not. You're never gonna be on that level no matter what you do. You're just not
No,
because you
you're
don't
not.
like the and the Mets and I could say one thing like the Mets. actually have a fan base. The Clippers actually, like, the Mets have all of Queens. Like, that's like a little city. But the Clippers, even they have a fan base. Brooklyn doesn't even have close to either of those. So even with all the stuff that they get, it's still not going to feel like, I don't think New York is going to feel like, okay, yeah, we won. Brooklyn Nets won. But it ain't going to feel like a New York championship if they win. Like, it's just not going to be the same. So.
I mean, it could get there. I mean, they knew, like you said, so it's going to take some time. I don't know if throwing away your whole future is the way to go about it.
They're not going to get there because here's the problem with this team. No one wins it in their first year. I mean, the Heat looked amazing their first year and didn't win in the first year. So you're going to essentially bank on the last year of them all being together. Who knows what's going to hold in that last year? And they're going to hold up injury-wise, personality-wise, scrutiny-wise, whatever. So then if you do that, and if you don't get a title in the next 2 years, what have you done besides ruin your franchise? All them dudes is plus 30. What do you have to look forward to except giving a parade of picks to the Rockets? I mean, it's like this isn't even hate from like a OB Knicks fan standpoint. Honestly, go win a title. And they like, we about to win one this year, so I'm not mad about it. But let's be clear about what you just did. You're pretty much saying if we don't win in the next 2 years, fire everybody. Because that's essentially what you're banking on. We don't win in the next 2 or 3 years or fire everybody.
And the other thing is, like, because I just saw a tweet, like, I don't know what Kyrie has going on personally, but they're saying that people close to him saying that he's willing to sit out the year if need be. So they felt like they had to get Harden because of whatever Kyrie got going on. And like, it's just interesting to me because, you know, the whole Kyrie thing, you got people mad. Like, it's almost like damn if we do, damn if we don't, because they say, well, put your money where your mouth is and sit out. And he starts sitting out. No, you need to play. it's like, so it's just like, you know, but I mean, I guess they had to get Harden kind of like for an insurance policy in case Kyrie doesn't play this year. But I mean, I have a feeling he does, and it's going to be interesting to see how they work because they're already bad on defense, and they're going to be worse on defense.
KD may be their best defender. That's not
right.
Like he's solid, but I mean, come on, like that's not good.
Right. You got rid of Jared Allen, who was your interior defense, because DJ is pretty much worthless at this point.
No, they got rid of him because they have DJ because he's such a star. That's why.
Yeah, according to them, but also because he's KD and Kyrie's friend.
I thought that was hilarious that they were like, yo, we doing this, but he getting paid too. And they were just like, okay, guys.
We want to play with DJ. DJ hasn't blocked a shot in 2 years.
The best thing that he does is I love that on his free throw shooting, they said that I know Clyde was talking about this and he was in the Knicks. He'll ask guys, hey, whose board is it or whatever, or something he says to them, and they're like, oh, that's his way to psych himself up for the free throws. I'm like, the nigga still shot like 58%.
Right.
I don't care what he says to people. The boy need to get better in the lab, bro.
So I want to see how it's going to work, because the other thing is Harden's out of shape, and Harden is not used to not having the ball. So if you got if Kyrie is playing and KD is playing, you know, it's a chance that he's not going to have the ball as much as he's used to.
I've already seen breakdowns of people talking about how Kyrie's been looking KD off and vice versa. Like, it's going to be interesting. I'm curious the lineups. I'm curious what.
I mean, with the thing, the dog we always had is that KD apparently is cooler with Kyrie, right? Like they're buddies, so maybe he's cool with that. I don't know how cool KD and Harden still are, but I know Harden taking that Kyrie shit. Every decent point guard he's had, he's pretty much told, you know, what fucking team this is, right? Like he's not gonna have somebody tell him,
like I'm not even
about to do with the ball.
Right? Yeah. If you're bringing it up, I'm not even crossing half court really.
I mean, even his boy, who Russ was supposedly his boy, he was just like, nah, bro, like, come on, you need to stop. Like, you need to chill. Like, and that's his boy. So I don't know, man. And Kyrie a weird dude, man. He started talking about that Sage shit in the locker room. Harden gonna have something to say about that shit. I just feel it's coming.
KD said Kyrie sages the locker room and he sages every room he goes into. So
yeah, that man is super woke.
right.
Yeah,
we'll see. Because I mean, we've seen KD and Kyrie. Like I've seen them. I know they got a good relationship because I've seen them jump on each other for messing up or get your stuff together. Get your head in the game. I've seen them get into each other like that. Harden
that's kind of a good team.
Yeah, Harden and Chris Paul. Like Chris Paul would get on Harden, and Harden would completely shut down.
And the thing is with that situation, CP was usually right. He may have said it like a dick, but he was probably right. Like he was like, "Yo, get back on D, move the ball." Harden was like, "Yo, fuck you." Like that doesn't work on a good team. It just doesn't. So I mean, it's what I think though they had to. I mean, give the Rockets credit. They moved two superstar talents, I would still say, and got arguably back a superstar and a half. Like I still think Wall has it a little bit at least to where I still call him that until I see, game 20, game 30,
you
game
see
40.
Reek facing.
Fuck Reek face. I still to get what they got
Wall
back.
Did you see Wall try to dunk on AD yesterday?
Listen. We don't have to talk
and
about
it wasn't like Wall had a full head of steam from half court. Like Wall can't jump anymore. He's done. He couldn't even jump. AD looked at him like, "Are you crazy? He's supposed to be a star." He looked at him like he was a bum.
Listen. I still think they did well for what they moved. I still will say that.
Yeah,
they did well for what they moved. Maybe not a superstar. Maybe not. I don't know. He's also had to play basketball in like how long? Like maybe he shows flashes of that. I think his game was athleticism. So he's not going to be. He'll be like Derrick Rose is now, where it's like, oh, you still got a little bit, but you're not jumping over boys, two-hand tomahawk on boy head. Like it's not happening no more. But you're crafty.
That was clear.
They're going to be interesting to watch. I mean, they still got DeMarcus. They still got Wall.
I like Houston. I like Wood. I like Christian Wood. I like Cousins. I like Oladipo, Wall. Like I think they got a good team.
Yeah,
and they got picks forever.
Why is that allowed? This is cartoon. This is a 2K trade. It's like this is me just I keep adding picks until the computer accepts it.
Right. I mean, literally, you're talking about you literally gave up 8 picks. No, I'm sorry. Yeah, 8 picks, 3 first rounders, 1. Yeah, you gave them 8 damn picks.
Why is this even allowed?
Houston,
8 picks and Karis LeVert, which you didn't flip for Oladipo. So like, I gave you an up and coming, maybe all-star player, or maybe fringe all-star player, and then I gave you 8 picks. Like, hey, how does this sound? It sounds like you guys are high, but I mean, all right, cool. But this is going to be interesting, to say the least.
Yeah, we gotta wait to see. I'm not going to be one of those prediction guys and all that stuff. Like, just see how it looks first.
Nah. We need a prediction, man, for the podcast, man.
Like I ain't saying, like I'm not gonna say, they're about to win the championship because we don't know if Kyrie's gonna play.
I'll predict it right now. I don't care if they all play average 30. They're not winning the championship this year. And that's not hate. That's just you've never seen a team constructed in year 1 with this level of talent just mesh the first year and get it done. And if there was a team that was going to do it, it would have been that Heat team. Much as I hate it, Bron, Wade, and what's their name were still in their prime. They didn't even do it their first year. So
Golden State when KD went there.
No, they were an established all-star. They were an established power before he got there. They didn't have 2 new parts, 3 new parts. That's different. They were a championship team before he got there. And then he just added, swap out Harrison Barnes for me, guys. Yeah, I bet you will fucking win again. I bet you will win that shit again. Harrison Barnes was y'all starting Wayne.
They got rid of their whole bench in Harrison Barnes for KD. It worked.
that's fine. We'll put Iggy on the bench. He'll come out and he comes over the playoffs. He ain't do shit all year. Like, oh wait, it's time to play the playoffs. All right, let me get up here and get ready to go. That's all he did. So that's different. But if they win, more power to you. I mean, y'all got 2 years to do it. Because if you don't do it this year and next year, you're fucking done. So you better figure that shit out.
Yeah, I think, because if they, if Kyrie gets there, I think they got a chance to get out. Because I think Philly's probably the only team I think that can probably beat them in the East. But in the finals,
they can't shoot, so they ain't winning shit either.
Yeah, well, Embiid's been going hammer time, and now they don't have a big that can defend Embiid. So.
I mean, I just if Embiid averages like 40, sure. Like you
can mind. You just tell Embiid he can't shoot and win the game. You keep pulling these stupid ass jumpers.
Right. I mean, Doc Rivers hasn't been letting them do that though. Doc Rivers been like, get your ass in the paint.
I thought Philly was gonna get him right. Isn't Murray over there?
Yeah, but I wouldn't have gave up Ben Simmons for Harden.
I would have. In a heartbeat.
I wouldn't have.
I wouldn't.
Because Harden doesn't play well with bigs.
I mean, maybe not, but okay, let me just be very clear about this. If your point guard cannot shoot the fucking ball, he is a waste of space. That nigga's a waste of space.
This point guard is 6'10".
I don't care. I don't care. I guess he doesn't really play the point either because aren't they starting the boy? The other Curry brother.
Yeah, they start Seth Curry, Tobias, and Danny Green. So you got shooting right there, and I guess
so. He really just plays like a forward at the end.
Yeah, of the pretty much.
So I guess that works, but I don't know, man. I would have maybe. I guess if you got shooting around him, it's one thing, but he overrated to me, honestly. But that's my opinion.
I do not believe in Milwaukee. And it's not because of Giannis. It's not because of the players. I don't believe in their coach.
Really?
And the thing is with Coach Bud, like, what's like, he's one of those great regular season coaches, but when it comes to the playoffs, he cannot adjust to save his life.
You calling him a D'Antoni?
He can be a D'Antoni, or he can be, he's just not a good playoff coach. Like, it's like you spend like 2 or 3 years now, and every team in the playoffs has done the same defense on Giannis, and you have not tried to do anything different with Giannis. It's like, you know what, Giannis, just keep trying to jump over the wall.
I think it's both things. I think it's the players. Who on that team is elite outside of Giannis?
No, I agree with that too. I agree.
It's just elite at what?
Everything.
Yeah, I agree with that too.
He's elite at defense at a position that he underrated.
He underrated at the other stuff because his defense outshined everything else.
I don't think he's an all-star guard.
He can get you a bucket.
He's not an all-star guard.
Drew can get you a bucket.
He's not one of the 2 or 3 best guards in the Eastern Conference. And if you're not
that's because you're looking at it. He's just not. He's just not one of the 2 or 3 best guards. The problem is you look at the best guard from just an offensive point of view. You can throw some defensive guards in there.
Here's the thing.
You're a defensive guard.
Here's the thing.
Two of them are on one team.
I'm just saying, a defensive guard is probably the least valuable guard. Period.
He can get a bucket though.
But he can score though.
But he's not one of the. Here's the thing.
You don't watch him. Do you watch him play?
I watch him a lot. I watch a lot of basketball. He's not one of the 2 or 3 best guards in each conference. And
he has a team around him that allows him. He could probably get a bucket easier now because with the Pelicans, he had to fight with people to get a bucket.
No, that's fine. What I'm saying is, you talking about the Bucks overall, their ability to take the next step and to knock off now a Brooklyn, knock off, let's say Philly, knock off even the Celtics, who I don't know how good they are. We'll see, right? You need a guy who is a top 2 or 3 at his position. That is not Jrue Holiday. He's good. He can get you a bucket. He fits the team, all that other shit, but he's not one of the 2 or 3 best guards in the Eastern Conference. And that's what you need if you're Giannis to actually go get a title.
Well, I always thought the problem was Bledsoe and Giannis were like the same person, except for Bledsoe was short and couldn't finish.
6'1".
Right. Drew Holiday is a way better upgraded version of Bledsoe because he can shoot. He plays defense just as good, if not better, probably better, and he's bigger.
Reek, is Drew Holiday one of the 2 or 3 best guards in the Eastern Conference?
I didn't say that. 2 or 3.
Okay, I'm saying it doesn't matter.
But who's after that?
Who?
Who's after that? You got 2 of them on the same team.
Your boy. Apparently, your boy Ben Simmons is so great. You wouldn't train him for Harden, so he must be better. That's 3 right there. 1, 2, 3. We ain't gonna go no further. 1, 2, 3, we done. 1, 2, 3, we're done.
I give you that.
Like, what else we have
but it
to
doesn't
talk
mean
about?
Drew doesn't help Giannis.
Yeah.
I'm not saying he doesn't help. I'm just saying, do you really think they're gonna knock off somebody and go to the finals and win the finals?
No, I don't have them beating Brooklyn.
Well, that's my point. If Drew was better, maybe you would.
No, it's the way the game is played now that I think they got a chance because somebody's gonna shoot themselves out of the game. Brooklyn probably the only team that I could see that can actually play like similar to how the Warriors play. Like just they have the potential. They might not do it because they got Harden, but they have the potential. Because that's how KD play. You ain't got no choice but to play like that because that's KD's game.
Yeah, right. KD ain't an ISO ball guy. Like you got to play together. Like if people watch Brooklyn, this year, especially with Kyrie, like the ball moved a lot more than people thought it would. Like it didn't really stick with anybody. So. It'd be I don't see anybody really beating Brooklyn besides Philly. Milwaukee is good, but I just don't see them getting over the hump because like you're saying, I don't think he has enough help either. I think Drew Holiday helps. So like if they get into it with Philly again, I think they can beat Philly because of Drew Holiday, but I don't think they can beat Brooklyn. Like Drew Holiday helps a lot.